Welcome back, guys. Today we have Charlie with us. We're gonna do a little series we call Meat Melee.
Meat Melee.
We're gonna do sous vide versus smoking. I think the tenderness is where we're gonna get here, but I still think the flavor is gonna come out.
You're probably right.
Charlie's gonna do his thing, get this thing set up for sous vide. I dry brined mine overnight, so just salt and pepper, let it sit on a rack, as we've done with pretty much every other piece of steak that we've done. So we're gonna let him do his thing here, and I'll get out front.
I am gonna do similar to what Mark did, just salt and pepper, and then I actually will probably end up doing. Don't show Mark.
Chipotle roasted garlic. I didn't.
No, you heard me. And my plan is to probably have this in the sous vide for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, okay.
129 degrees, 130 degrees.
So then, do you do a sear afterwards, or you just bring it out and let it kind of look like a roasted piece of meat?
A wet shoot. I like my steaks like wet shoots. Basically, don't dry them. They're damp. And they don't look good.
Oh, perfect. Here,
right.
Look,
exactly.
look, Charlie's steak right
like
here.
That.
Yep. See, these are our comparisons.
So yes, I plan on searing it, much like I'm sure you plan on doing too. I'm a big fan of char on a steak. I know some people might not be.
No, I think that crust really can make or break a good steak.
For sure. So yes, after it's done, I will sear it on probably Blackstone, since I did not bring my own. Actually,
I mean,
I should have brought the Searsall, and I didn't.
Oh, I've been wanting to try that too.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'll do it on the Blackstone, and then we'll split them in half when they're done, and we'll
give them a try.
Check it out.
All right, do your thing.
Cool. So, with the steak, all we'll do is just take the salt, get a nice, as Mark would say, healthy dose of salt on here. And we'll do the same on the other side. Same with the pepper. So we'll just do some pepper on it as well. So, additionally, like I mentioned, we'll do the chipotle roasted garlic. Not too much. So we'll let this sit here. The next thing we'll do is I'll get it in the bag, and then we'll get it in the water, and I'll show you that process next. But for this, I am just going to use this pretty common Ziploc bag. This is a gallon bag. Now all I'm going to do is take this steak. I'll get a little bit of the seasoning that's on the plate back on here. And I'm just going to put it in here. This is the point where you want to get all the air out of this bag, because if you try to put this into the water with a bunch of air, obviously it's going to float. So what I end up doing is I usually take the bag and I get it about to there, so it's sealed from this end to about here. And there's just a little bit of a gap right here for the air to come out, as you can see. So I'll take this and I'm just going to put it in with this gap up. And we just kind of push it in, down into the water. Now when I get kind of hard to see, but the gap right here is just above the water line. And at that point, all the water is out of the air is out of the bag rather, and I just go ahead and shut it. So now, when you take this out, you'll see that it's pretty much, the steak is pretty much vacuum sealed in that bag. All the air is out of it. So from there, I'll put it down on the side. From there, I just take these insulating balls and I just dump them in. So I'm going to do 130 degrees, and we'll just time it. I'll probably do an hour and a half, I would guess. And then really all from there is we just got to sear it. See you in about an hour and a half when we try these things out.
All right, so we got the sous vide going, and it's been going for about an hour. So I'm going to stick mine, on the grill for about a half an hour. I want to hit, because it's a pretty thick steak, I want to hit about an internal temperature of about 80 degrees before we do the sear. That should bring us right up to right around 132 to 135 degrees for that perfect medium rare. So stick this on the grill. All right, we're just gonna put this in the center here. And we're gonna leave that for, like I said, about a half an hour. I'm actually gonna grab my temperature probe and stick that in there as well, so that way I can get that perfect temperature. So we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, so we are at an hour and a half now that this has been in the sous vide at 130 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is just take it out, and what you might do with any other steak that is going to be juicy before you sear it, you want to pat it dry. That way when you go to sear it, it's not burning off all that liquid first, it's actually searing the meat. So we can go ahead and stop this guy, and there's our steak. So still vacuum sealed, still looking pretty good, and we'll take it out. So from here, what we'll do is we'll just pat it dry. Nothing crazy. I'm going to try to keep as much of the seasoning on there as possible. Alright, so I'll pat it dry, at least dry enough, and you will go get a sear on it.
So, because Charlie doesn't do a whole lot of bourbon drinking, or really any at all, I actually Googled what's the easiest bourbon to get someone into bourbon.
How dare you?
Came up as Woodford Reserve. Thanks Google in advance. If he hates it, darn you
It's
Google.
not my fault.
Yeah, it's not my fault, it's Google's.
So this is...
So this is Woodford Reserve. It's what, 90 proof, I believe, just over 90 proof.
Is that bad? Did you break it?
Nope, sorry, 45 or 90.4 proof.
And I'll be honest, I don't really know what that means. Do you know what that means?
That just means it is 45.2% alcohol.
Okay, so 90 proof.
90 proof.
Okay,
Yes,
45.2 equals 90.4.
90.4.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So that's pretty good.
Okay.
It's kind of light.
It's like imagine like a grass fire, like burning up the grass. That's what it felt like. It felt like it hit my tongue and it like traveled
It just kind of
back.
Yep, it just
and I
kind of
couldn't stop
dances.
it.
Yep,
It was out of control.
You do get a little bit of warmth down in here, because when you'll notice as soon as it kind of coats your tongue and you can get all those different flavors. That's where you start to really diagnose it a little bit or take it apart.
So do you taste something specific in this?
Let me take another sip here because I was focused on you.
Not a bad thing.
So, get some kind of vanilla up front with kind of an oaky finish, not super oaky. A little bit of spice on the back end too. Not very sweet. It doesn't have a whole lot of sweetness to it that at least that I'm getting. And you usually get that kind of on the sides of your tongue, where your sweetness kind of. And some of them are so sweet you get like it almost tingles on the side of your tongue.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Would you drink it again?
Yes. I would, and coming from me, that's a pretty good recommendation. If
that's definitely 2 thumbs up for him. But it's subtle. It's not. It doesn't have that real boozy flavor like I know the brother-in-law had mentioned Bacardi 151 where it's so boozy.
Not like that at all. Yeah, I could definitely sip on this for sure.
It's a nice, and again, it just kind of warms up just a little bit. It's not a huge hug, but it definitely it'd be nice on a fall evening, sit out on the deck, and
it takes it probably takes a minute or so for it to actually go away.
Yeah, it has a really nice mouthfeel.
Technical term.
It coats really well to where it doesn't immediately go away. You can sit there and kind of enjoy it for 30 seconds afterwards at least, and it doesn't leave you hanging. It's got a good finish.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'd give that an A-OK from somebody who doesn't drink a whole lot of bourbon, which is good. Don't get me wrong.
I think we may have a convert. All right, well,
So
let's go eat some steaks.
sounds good.
All right, see you guys in a minute. All right.
Moment of truth. So I have to say that for me personally, I like the way yours looks. I'm more of a rare steak guy.
I would agree.
And I gotta say that the sous vide definitely cooked the meat, although it's red.
It's, I mean, that's about as good of a medium as you can get.
Yep. Which is not what I was going for, by the way.
Okay, all right. Well,
I was going for more of a rare, because I know you're a rare guy.
I am a rare guy.
But, anyways, so I'm gonna try yours first.
Okay, we'll try the smoked one first.
Yeah. Okay.
That crust is really good.
It is. That's what I would expect out of a rare steak.
It's still got the chewiness of the rare.
But it's easy to chew.
It is. It's still tender.
Very easy to chew.
It's not like chewing gum. It's got a little bit of that smoky flavor, just enough to let you kind of know that's there.
Tiny bit. I expected more salty out of it. I guess when you say dry brining, I expected more salt, but
it's with the dry brine. It's more of the all the way through the meat, to where you're not getting that initial burst of salt like you do when you just put it on when you put it on the grill. And I think the flavor is more consistent all the way through.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So sous vide now.
A little more cooked.
Again, I would rather not have been as cooked,
but not bad.
A lot more flavor. A ton more flavor to me.
The flavor I think is much more.
Way saltier.
Yes,
I did use a lot of salt.
You did,
but I guess.
But none of it came off though. Like when you pull it out of the bag, it wasn't like there was salt sitting in there.
That's true.
And beef will only absorb as much salt as it can handle. Yeah, the flavor is fantastic, and it's not. I mean, for being medium, I would expect a little bit tougher to chew. Just more of that leathery flavor, or leathery feel, but it doesn't.
I think overall I like yours better.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Is it? You think it's because of the cook?
I think so.
Or
I think I would have wanted
more of a rare.
More of a rare. When we're talking about categories to judge us on, excuse me, I'm getting my mouth open. Appearance, I gotta say yours won.
I think the smoke one.
It looked better. The cook, I also think yours won. Flavor, I'm gonna have to go with mine.
And you did add a little bit extra to it. You added some fancy stuff to it.
Secret stuff.
Yes, the super secret.
Yes, right.
That I still don't know about.
Can't get from anywhere.
Right. Tenderness wise though, that one's hard for me to tell on this because they're such drastically different cooks.
Okay.
I think for yours, for the sous vide, for being medium, I think the tenderness is pretty good. Like, again, when I see that color, I expect something that's much more leathery.
Tough.
But
it is probably just as easy to eat as a dry brine.
I think so. If you like the little smoky flavor and the look of it, I think smoke you can do it better, or you can do a equally as good a job if you know what you're doing. Same thing with sous vide. I think you could do a fantastic cook, get a fantastic sear on it like we do with both of them.
Yep.
With either cook.
Yep. I'll give this one to Mark.
Sous vide wins
2 out of 3.
None.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Meat Melee.